What's up, bro? I'm Kimmy.
I'm Em.
I'm Kate.
And we're the Film Bros.
We may not be bros, but we're just as annoying.
We're here to talk about all things film, the industry, and us.
Lights,
Camera,
action. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the Film Bros podcast. I'm really excited to get this started with you both. And I suppose feel free to jump in, with thoughts, but this is...
Is it okay that my man is orange?
Yeah, should
Okay.
be good.
Oh.
She's changing color.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, this is our space to talk about films, hopefully to learn a lot more, and we can talk much more about our intentions later on, but yeah, I'm excited to go down this road.
Yay! Woo. Welcome all.
So I guess it would be fun to start by talking about how we all met.
That's a lovely story.
Would anyone like to tell the story? Maybe from their perspective, or...
We met initially freshman year of college, but to be honest, I don't remember it that well.
Yeah, I don't
because I don't think we really got close until like junior year, I would say, when we took cinematography class. And right. I remember my goal junior year was to get close with you guys. Like, whatever I had to do, I was going to do. So I walked in the first day and I was like, I'm going to walk up to Kate. Kate gives me a hug.
That's crazy.
Would you like to get coffee? And I was still too scared of Em. Nothing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's my own thing. But I think in my eyes, as that semester went on, like, we all got closer. We all got really familiar with each other and comfortable. And then we were going to Prague.
Yeah.
Everything changed in Prague.
If
anybody wants to carry on the story there.
Yeah, so as Kimmy said, we all took cinematography, and it was wonderful because, like, in that class you just have to do so many projects that at the time feels like they matter so much, so you're kind of just like locked in. And I think we got really close just trying to do all these projects together, and like we kind of realized that we worked really well together and listened well to each other, and our creative brains matched quite a bit. And then spring semester junior, we all went to Prague, and it was wonderful and crazy and so hard and hectic. And it was all worth it in the end, but it was crazy. And I think that just bonded us both on like a friendship level and like a working together level. Because while our program in Prague is you have to make a 35mm film, and we were all on a project together.
We were.
And that was like, besides like the little projects we did in cinematography, that was like the real, like, we're making a film. And then we did, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And now we have this beautiful film. It's called Stardust. It's amazing. And then it was a semester after that I think really cemented it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just seconding what you guys said. I feel like we also... I don't know, like, I knew of you guys before cinematography. Like, we had script writing together. We had some classes together. But I was, like, too nervous to talk to you guys.
Yep.
And
so nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
You're silly. I don't know.
Like, it's like when you have, like, a friend crush on somebody, and it's, like, it's kind of intimidating. Like, what if they don't like me? What if, I'm making things up in my head? Or, like, you know what I mean? But, yeah. I think we were also uniquely bonded in cinematography as, like, the... girl group in a class of all men. And
it was like, I think 19 people total.
Yeah.
And I think there was 5 girls.
Yeah.
Four or
maybe even
5
total. I mean, because we were the undergrad group too. There's some grads, but
oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, and which is common for a lot of our classes too. That we were like the only.
I don't think anything bonds you more than
facing a room full of men together.
Even though there was so many guys in film school that we live with now and are so wonderful to work with, but I think there's an experience that I think if you're a girl in film school, it's like only other women in the program could truly relate.
Yeah, and then living together in Prague, that was really wonderful. Working together. I remember making like our little pact of like whose idea gets picked, like no matter what, we all get to like have our way, be happy, work together. Very thankful that we did. And and then like working on thesis together, or like all of our thesis films really
thesis season.
Cemented.
If Prague didn't do it, I think thesis season
the
was
trauma bond.
The trauma bond was crazy.
I saw you more than like my roommates that I lived with.
Yeah.
Because it was like almost every day of the week.
You're either doing
all
like
the time on the weekend.
meetings,
Yes,
in classes, more meetings, picking up equipment,
and then
set
12 hours, 3 days. Yeah, every week for months. But it was
That'll
wonderful.
do something. That'll do something to people.
It'll make you want to start a podcast.
Yes. And then this is like closer where we are now. Our last semester, we all moved to LA.
Yeah.
Sula. Thank you, Sula.
That's right.
We all got internships out here. And then we made the big move out here.
Yeah.
And we lived together then for the first, no, I guess for the second time. In closer proximity. And now this just feels like this is how it's always been.
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
I grew up with you guys.
I
Like
know.
it's just you're always there.
Yeah. LA semester was obviously also hard. Like I feel like there's not one semester where you get off like scot-free being like, it was a breeze. Like every semester brings its challenges, but at this point like we've been through so many of like the same challenges, like cinematography class, Prague, thesis season in LA, that now we're just like we've just molded.
It's hard like not to relate and grow together because we're all growing at the same time.
Yeah.
And, like I think we get each other through a lot of the same things too. Which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, it's so cool because I remember being like, I want to be friends with them, but like, what do we talk about? Like, we have nothing in common. And then it was just like, I was like, as time goes on, like, you will just be living with them just by proxy.
Also, we have like maybe the biggest thing in common.
Yeah,
which is that we're all filmmakers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're starting a podcast. Welcome
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I guess to go beyond that, when and why? Like, when did you know you wanted to do film, and what was it that like really sparked that for you?
Cool.
Whoever was ready. Catherine?
I think like my whole life I was so interested in creative writing. And my family was just such a big movie family, but I don't think I connected the two until I was in high school. And I remember I was in 8th grade and you had to pick like the art elective. And for some reason it just felt like it was going to be your whole personality. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do theater because I'm going to be a theater kid and then that's it. And then I was like, or I could do dance and I could be like part of the dance team. And then I think I kept changing it too much. And then I ended up in a film class kind of by accident because I kept emailing the counselor like, oh, I changed my mind. And then I just ended up in a film class. And it was the first film class my high school ever ran. And very similar. There was only 2 other girls in it. And we partnered on everything. And then it was just so like, it was a lot of affirmation by my teacher that like, oh, you're clearly interested in this. And then I was like, well, I actually also like writing. And then I don't know, it just like it's like something changed, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm going to film school and I'm gonna be a filmmaker. Like it was just like I think I also talk about this a lot, you guys know, is when that happened, It came out and Lady Bird came out and La La Land came out, like all in the space of like 5 months. I think it was all fall of like I think 2016, right? That sounds right. Or 2017.
2017.
It was 2017. It was totally 2017. Mm-hmm. And like for some reason all 3 of those movies were just so like important to me. Mm-hmm. And I was taking film at the same time and it was like, oh, I have to do this forever.
Like a perfect storm.
Yeah. And then now I'm here.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Thank God.
That's really spooky. Thank God.
Thank God.
Emma?
Oh. I can go. Yeah. Well, I suppose my path was kind of like a late stage decision. There were like so many other things I wanted to do first. I wanted to dance. I wanted to do astrophysics. I wanted to do musical theater.
Because you're a genius. And you could have done any of those things. I'm just indecisive, I think.
No. But then, I don't know, I was like really thinking about what all of those paths would look like for me, and like none of them seemed to really speak to me. And I also grew up in a movie household. That was like something we did together like every night, was like watch a movie. And what I grew up watching also was Lord of the Rings, and specifically the like hours upon hours of behind the scenes footage. And it always stood out to me of like, that looks like so much fun, and like how cool would it be to like be on set. And for some reason, it took me my whole life, like until I had to decide what I was gonna like apply to school for, to realize that that is something I could do. Like I think I just grew up honestly seeing like a lot of men doing it, a lot of like older men doing it, and I was like, well, that's not a space for me. And then at one point I was like I want to do it, like why not just do it? And yeah, and then I was like, well, Syracuse is like right down the road for me, because I'm from Syracuse, and it just made a lot of sense. And I shot my like what's the word, like portfolio films like in like 2 weeks, and like submitted it like early decision.
So
I was like, I'm going all in.
That's crazy. I didn't know you did early decision.
Yeah, I applied early decision to Syracuse, and I was supposed to hear back by like December, and then if I didn't hear back, I would have to start applying to other schools. So I had applied nowhere else besides Syracuse, because I was like, if I don't get in, like I don't even want to think about it, which I would have then had to, but yeah, luckily got in, didn't have to apply anywhere else.
Oh my god.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the rest is history.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah. My story is also very similar, which like I love, but grew up in a movie household. I feel like there's a group of kids who watch The Shining way too young, and now they wear it like a badge of honor.
Oh yeah.
I'm one of those kids. So then I was just always, like, for some reason, obsessed with horror movies. And we were talking about The Conjuring.
Oh, yeah.
I think The Conjuring is for some reason, I just latched onto that film. And I just remember rewatching the BTS, like, all the time. And just being like, I can't even quite pinpoint, like, why I was so obsessed. But it was just really, it felt really right to watch that environment. It just, I was like, I belong there. Like, I just know I do. And I remember whenever a movie would come out, I'd be like, how many months until the featurettes are released on YouTube? like just like you said, I was like, I'm just waiting for like that thumbnail with like the making of. Like that's what I'm fascinated by.
It used to be such a bigger deal, the featurettes.
I know, yeah,
it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think it's because of like DVDs and like everything was popular. But okay, what was I saying?
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, it's so okay. Oh no, Kimmy. Behind the scenes, featurettes. And then for some reason, it still didn't click in my head that I wanted to do it. It was just like, this is what I like watching. But also, like, I think a similar thing to where you just kind of see men doing it growing up, like, didn't occur to me. I was like, this is something people do.
Yeah.
I love watching it, but I want to be a marine biologist. And then I also always I was very annoying to make iMovies with, because it was like, we're doing it my way, and there's no other way we're gonna do it. Like, this is just what it is, guys. And my friends were like, okay. Used to make like little like horror videos together, and then my high school offered a film program, and it was just like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then it was only like a kind of 1-year program, and then me and one of my best friends at the time, was like, this has to be longer than a year. So then we just kind of kept making classes. Like there was like an advanced filmmaking class, and then that was kind of it. And then it was like, okay, we're gonna do like digital production, like just keep changing the name so we could just like keep making things and getting credit for it.
That's awesome.
And then I don't know, at some point it was like, this is what I'm doing. And then applied to Syracuse. Thank God they let me in. praise the Lord. And now I'm here. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Also, this just gave me another idea. At some point, we should talk about what got us interested, because you guys are writer-directors. I'm a cinematographer.
Oh my God.
We should gab about that.
Well, we should all say, what we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
that's a good idea.
We haven't. So, I am a cinematographer.
A damn good one.
A damn good one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Trying to learn more. And I guess I'll talk about what got me into that.
Yeah.
So growing up, I thought I was gonna get into film, being an actress. I was like, that's how I can get in.
Yeah.
And then I tried acting, and I am so bad at it, and it makes me so nervous, and I just freeze.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, I can just be behind the camera and still be on set. And then thought I wanted to be a director, because I didn't know what a cinematographer was. And then I remember the first day of film school, one of our professors was like, who wants to be a director? Raise your hand. And like 90% of the room raises their hand. And they go, by the end of school, 2 of you will have your hands up. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, no way, like, I'm going to do that. I'm a director. And then I just realized the thing I loved, the thing that, like, actually inspired me was, like, making a shot list and, like, figuring out the lighting. And, like, that's why I loved watching movies. And it was kind of a weird realization because cinematography is a very, like, male kind of dominated field. So it was hard identifying myself as someone who could do that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, I knew I loved it, but it was like, but that's just like, that's just not what you do.
Yeah.
But then I was very fortunate to work on a professor's feature film over the summer. And the DP of that, who I'm sure we'll talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Our professor Alex.
Yeah.
He was just like I was an electric. He was so just welcoming and accommodating and like really just wanted to teach me things. And I just remember eating it up and like never feeling more like I was in the right place. Like it was driving me like crazy. I was like, I just want to do this so bad. And then that fall we took cinematography. And then we go from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I know we say this a lot, but like, even though like we kind of knew each other, it was so interesting how like during that one semester of cinematography, I could see your growth and your passion skyrocket.
Absolutely.
Like, your interest in it, like, you were just like, I definitely, like, I took cinematography knowing I didn't want to be a cinematographer. It was just because it was taught by that same professor, Alex. And, but Kimmy was, like, super into it. And it's like, you were just asking all the right questions and, like, a lot of questions. And, like, I remember being on all of our sets and, like, it was just, like, you just got so much more confident and better. And it's like, by the time senior thesis rolled around, oh my God. Yeah. It was just like...
You were like a sponge. Like, I feel like you, like, I don't know, you listened and learned, I feel like, more than anyone else in that class.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
It was amazing.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's like, it's scary for anyone getting into film because it's such like a high ranking kind of thing. It's like, can I do this?
Yeah.
So being able to find something that like actually felt right and was like, I'm enjoying Alex talking about lenses for 4 hours, like what's going on? It was like, that was my sign. And it was like, oh, something's actually like calling you.
Yeah.
And like, I hear Alex's voice being like, you gotta listen to it.
And you did, bro.
And you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And you did.
Anyway, thank you guys. That's me.
Well, I went into filmmaking not knowing, honestly, what things were. Like, I came in day one knowing, like, absolutely nothing. And so I literally would, like, say, I want to, like, maybe I'll direct, maybe I'll do cinematography, like, but I didn't really know what, like, either of those meant, like, in their entirety. And then the first thing I fell in love with was being an AC. And I loved building cameras. I loved, like, pulling focus. I was like, this is so amazing. Like, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt so cool. It was like playing with, like, Legos, like, building the camera and, like, putting the follow focus on. And then, like, I really, like helping people. Like, I liked being, like, the assistant to the cinematographer as well. And, like, whatever they asked, like, just saying yes and, like, finding the solution. And I remember doing that and being like, well, I'll never be a cinematographer. And then I did do cinematography for a bit, and it was fun.
Damn good at it. Damn good at it.
It was just like, it was a good experience, and especially working with Ryan, who was the first one to, like, give me the chance. And that boosted, like, it like enhanced my confidence, like, to do that. And to feel like I actually had a place, like, in the world of film. And then I think, honestly, doing Stardust, I was like, I don't want to have to think about what you're thinking about on set. Like, I really like the directing and the writing and, like, even just, like, finagling over words and phrases, like, when we would all sit down to write together, and just seeing it come to life in that way, I was like, this is amazing. And then, honestly, not to come back to him, but it was kind of Alex, because when we were in thesis class and I was presenting my script, and he was like, I know you don't want to do this, like, but you could be a writer. And I was like, you know.
Dude, I was there for that. That was when I was sitting in on your class.
Oh, yeah. And it's something, like, my dad has always said that too, so, like, credit to my dad, that he always encouraged me to write stories and all that. So then I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. I'm like, no more cinematography. As much as I loved it, I want to be a writer-director. So that's what I do.
And an
writing,
actor.
directing. And then
an actor.
perhaps acting on the side. So I write, direct, mostly through Alex's and my dad's recommendation.
Bless them.
And then also act a little.
Really good too.
Maybe we'll see.
Quite good.
I remember Alex saying the thing of like, you're a writer.
Yeah.
And you were just like, And I was like, oh my god, something's happening. Like, he
funny.
knows something.
He always does.
Gross.
And my sophomore year, when we did sophomore thesis, we read my script, and then I was like
that was
really
such a good
worried.
Script. Oh my god.
Thanks.
That was really good.
I'm proud of that one. But we were like, I was really worried about how it was going to be received and perceived, and like what the class was going to say. Also a class full of mostly men. Yeah. And then I remember him writing on his computer, like, this is a very well-written script, and he just turned it to me, and then, like,
stop.
I don't know what it means that he didn't say it out loud, but I just thought it was so sweet that he just, like, passed me the little note, and then I was like, okay, like, I
That's
can,
so
like,
nice.
pat myself on the back and know that I'm, like, I'm not behind in any way, you know, because I kind of, for a lot of, like, college, felt like I was, like, always a step behind everybody else. But yeah, that's, I guess, my journey and what I do.
Very nice. That's great. Definitely a whirlwind.
There's a
whirlwind.
A lot of paths.
I feel like mine is so boring compared to you.
No.
'Cause I think you guys had like epiphanies. So I always knew I wanted to write and direct. I did have a cinematographer era, and it wasn't necessarily because I was interested in cinematography. It was more like, I don't know if I'm interested in it, like if I have a genuine interest in it, or the fact that it is male dominated stopping me from doing it. So I had a little semester where I explored that, because I DP'd your sophomore thesis. And
very well, I may add. Very, very well.
I'll never forget when you asked me. I was like,
dude, I just want
like,
anyone else
I was like, me?
doing it.
I know nothing.
I
still don't know anything.
I like at that point, and like still now, like I thought you were like the sun, the moon, the stars. I was like, she knows everything. She can do anything, and you did. You really did.
That's crazy. I will say, even though I was a cinematographer for a bit. And I knew I was like, I don't think I'm interested like you are, like in the details to like really pursue this. But I will say, it's like there's something about that position on set. You get a little bit of a power trip, because it's like the director is like, obviously they're like the main decision maker, but I feel like there's a lot of other pressure. Being the cinematographer is like, you're like, it's like this own beautiful world where like people definitely still answer to you, but it's like you don't have to worry about the logistics as much as just like, and there was something that I really liked about that part of it. Yeah. But I think the power trip. I liked the power trip from that. But anyway, I had a little cinematographer era, and then I was just like, no, I'm definitely not interested in pursuing this. And then it was just more writing and more directing, and I mean, same with Alex. I had an experience where
oh my god,
my sophomore thesis, it was like the one-on-one meetings, and he was just like, it was something, because I had written a sci-fi script, like a sci-fi horror, and he just, I remember that. And it's like, see, I don't know if his teaching style is like he genuinely means it, or he knows how important his words are to us, where it's just so encouraging whatever he said, and whatever the case might be, it was just like, he just like really boosted my confidence in that, like, wow, I think women really know how to write sci-fi better than men do most of the time. And it was just like, oh my god, my confidence blew up, and I was like, I have to direct this now, and like I have to keep writing. And and then I just kept doing it, and even though I definitely am still interested in writing, I think it's just made clear to me the last year how far I have to go in terms of becoming a better writer. I think I actually feel much more confident in directing more recently, and I think that's because, plugging Late Bloomer, I co-started a production company with this amazing writer/actress. Her name's Mackenzie Rummel, and she was the actress on my thesis, and we like completely just soul bonded. And then she sent me this script that she did, and she's like an insane writer. And usually like Stardust was like interesting because like we co-wrote it, but I felt like it was so hard for me to like like I always thought writing and directing, it's like, oh, that's so much better because it's your stuff, so you entirely understand it.
Yeah.
In Stardust, because it was a group project, like I definitely understood it. I still felt like there was some distance I wasn't quite getting at the time. But I found like with Mackenzie's writing, like everything she's written and showed me, I just immediately understand. It's just like, it's like, oh, I get it. Like I could totally direct this. And I think it's made me realize like, it's okay if I don't write everything I direct. And I actually kind of would prefer I didn't half the time at least. Like I still like writing and stuff, but I think that's been interesting for me to be like, oh, that's interesting to just adapt, to just direct, to just look at someone's script and be like, what's my interpretation of that? So
I think that makes you also like a really versatile director too, that you're not like solely attached to everything you do. Like if someone brings you, like Mackenzie did, and like brings you a project and they're like, I know you have the vision to make it work, you know, like you can do that and you wouldn't be like held back because you didn't, you know, personally.
I think it's also just attributed to knowing there are so many directors who are like Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, Alfred Hitchcock, like they're just so renowned, and it's given me a lot of confidence knowing they don't actually write most of their stuff. Like Alfred Hitchcock mostly just adapted from books. You know, Martin Scorsese, he's been doing that I feel like a lot later in his career, and it's made me realize like, okay, I don't have to be the writer. I don't have to know 1,000% everything. I just know how to I just have to know how to adapt it and how to see it through in my vision.
Absolutely.
And so that's been a cool journey because it's like I don't have to be good at everything. I just have to like be, like you said,
you
just
have
be
to have
drawn.
like your vision. Totally. Like your unique voice like stands on its own. Very cool. I love that.
So that's the journey.
Beautiful journey. So this is our like our nerd central calling cards of film nerds. What are your guys' top 4 and why? And maybe
why?
like a little into each one.
Okay. I can go first. I'm sorry, I have to pull it up. I probably could name them off of my hand, but I'm not going to. Okay. Number 1, Paris, Texas. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with this. Stardust was heavily inspired. Stardust is weird because I technically came up with the concept, but then M and Kate wrote it and made it a million times more beautiful. But the Stardust concept was because I just wanted to make something like Paris, Texas. That looked like Paris, Texas. I love Paris, Texas.
What about it speaks to you?
It is just... When was the first time I even watched it?
I remember watching with you in Prague, but that wasn't the first time.
It might have been... Oh, I watched it with our friend Diog. I'm pretty sure that was the first time. In my opinion, no movie makes me feel like my eyes are like just munching on like colors and imagery quite like that movie. And as a storyteller, I am obsessed with... Paris, Texas isn't exactly a simple story, but it starts as such a simple concept. It's a man walking through the desert. And what's he doing? And I eat that up and I want to learn how to do that. And this movie just takes you on such a journey so slowly and so beautifully, and it makes me cry every time. And I am just so obsessed with it.
I think it's also like I think it's the best acting, in my opinion, of like
boy
of most films I've seen. Like, who's the main guy? Oh, it's right there. Harry Dean Stanton.
Yes.
Harry Dean Stanton is just like, he has that look.
He's so good.
He's
so
like Jeremy
good.
Allen White from The Bear. He just his whole
he is that character.
body encapsulates melancholy and regret. And it's just I feel like he's such a good leader in that film of taking you through all the emotions, because you're you're just devastated and you're not even sure why or know the context yet. And it's just you watch him and you're like, I'm devastated.
Right. And it covers it has so many little kind of micro stories within it. Like first it's just this man and you're like, what's going on? And then everything's green and he's in a hospital room and then he's reuniting with his brother, and then all of a sudden it's like a road trip movie with this kid and his father and them kind of being comfortable with each other again, and that's so beautiful. And then the whole ending part about love is just
so well
and
written.
And then it's tragic. Yeah,
so good.
Just masterclass, our roommate Evan got us all posters, which we'll probably talk about these posters more. He got us all posters that are on our wall for our birthdays, and my poster is Paris, Texas, because
it's beautiful.
How could it not be?
I'm looking at it right now. It's gorgeous.
So yeah, there's Paris, Texas. My number 2 is Fargo by Joel and Ethan Coen, DP'd by Roger Deakins. Shout out Deakins. I watched this movie. I remember I was like by myself just in my dorm room, and I just finished it, and I was like, that is everything I wanted. Like I'm so fed. Marge, I love her so much. I love all the characters in that movie. But regardless, or not talking about the cinematography for a second, it's just such a super, like, stupid, beautiful movie that I am so just obsessed with. Like, and it just descends into madness, and you're just like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And I'm watching this man fall from grace because I don't like him.
Yeah.
And then, talk about, like, a strong female character. Marge, pregnant to the 9s.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to her, and she's like, I'm gonna go solve this on my own.
But she's also, like, chill about it.
Yeah.
It's not like she's going on this, like, rampage. Like, she doesn't have the air of, like, trying to prove to everyone around her that she's capable.
Right.
She's just kind of like, okie dokie.
Yeah.
And then she just does it. And you're like...
And there's moments in the movie where, like, she's, like, blatantly, like, kind of, not assaulted, but harassed.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't faze her. Yeah. And it's really cool to watch, because I'm just like, I know at one point this affected her, but she realizes that's not what life is about. It's not important, and I know I'm better than this. And, oh my god, like, her accent is amazing.
She's amazing.
And then the cinematography also just, like, it is so just concise and just, like, perfect for the film that it is. I just love it. And I actually got to meet Roger Deakins at Cine Gear. My brain's leaving me.
Right
I put a picture right here. And I got to tell him that Fargo is my favorite movie, and I made him laugh. So I could die happy. Third, There Will Be Blood. This is a recent top 4.
Yeah.
Because before it was No Country for Old Men. What a change. What a change in genre. I'll just talk about why it's no longer for No Country for Old Men. Something about There Will Be Blood. We watched it a few weeks ago. The cinematography, once again, is just like a chef's kiss.
Who shot that?
Robert Elswit? Let me check myself. Crew. I was right.
Damn.
Robert Elswit. Anyway,
Go Paul.
It's just like, I don't know, some movies just like scratch my brain where I'm just like, yeah, like that is what I want to do, and it frustrates me as I watch it, because I'm just like, it's so good. I am obsessed with Daniel Day-Lewis. I think his performance is amazing. I also think the little boy's performance is amazing.
Oh my
Paul
god,
Dano.
yes.
Paul Dano. Like, what else could you want in a movie?
Yeah,
and
perfect.
I just love, I love how concise the world is. And you are so just, like, in it the whole time.
Yeah.
And you're like, suddenly I care about oil.
Yeah.
And suddenly I know how oil rigs work.
Yeah.
And, again, just watching his descent is so satisfying. Okay, last. Oh, this one is so cute. My last top 4 is The Company of Strangers. You both haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, we need to watch it.
The old lady.
The old lady movie. I was going through a hard time. I don't know. It was senior year of college. Everybody's struggling, and I was struggling. And I remember, like, people were going out, and I was like, I'm not going to go out. I need to just watch this movie. And I was looking for female cinematographers just, like, on Letterboxd. And this movie came up. And I'll read the log line, just in case you don't know. A busload of women become stranded in an isolated part of the Canadian countryside. As they await rescue, they reflect on their lives through a mostly ad-lib script.
That's
Say
amazing.
less. Say less. First of all, just because of the location and how beautiful these women are, it's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
I love just the colors of it all, and it is shot so just, I don't know, like respectfully and just delicately. But hearing these women talk about it, I was sobbing just the whole time. They're just talking about their life stories, and it's kind of framed in this weird thing of they all went on a trip and their bus broke down. And you meet them all kind of individually, and then you see them interact. And, okay, let me reframe my thoughts. You can just see how how do I say this? They are how they are, and you
Yeah.
can tell that they've always been that way. And it was kind of interesting because I was in kind of like a grumpy time where I was like, I don't want to be grumpy when I'm old. Like, I want to be like the women who are like just sitting on the porch and laughing, because like that's what's most important in life, is like just being able to love and laugh with people and like reflect on the past in like a kind of retrospective way and see the bigger picture of it. And then there's some women in this movie that you can tell kind of stayed grumpy. And it was just like really important for me to watch, because it was like, who do I want to be? And like who am I connecting with? And it was just like, there's some women who just like go in the lake. Oh, sorry, alarm. Some women who just like wade in the lake and they're just so free, and I was like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And then there's some like really powerful women who are like trying to fix the bus,
Yeah.
and I was like, I want to be like them. And like you just find little bits about them that are like, you can see their younger selves in there. It's so fascinating, and it's so pretty. Highly recommend The Company of Strangers.
Yeah.
That's my top 4.
We gotta watch
Thank
that.
you for listening.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, of course.
Would you like to go?
Sure. I feel like I have
I'm so excited to hear this.
Oh, that's why I wore this.
Is that your top 4?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Jurassic Park, it's such a classic, and it's so famous, and like I'm sure it's on many people's top 4s, but it's just like it's one of those movies where I can't remember the first time I watched it, because I think my parents showed it to me when I was just like barely conscious.
Yeah.
And then we've watched it like so many times every single year of my life. It's just been a part of my life. And I think it's just a perfect movie. Like, I think beyond the milestone it had in VFX and all of that, and that one Mr. DNA scene that's shown in like every biology class, like obviously its impact is lasting. Like, I love films. I feel like I'm gonna repeat this so often. I love films that are so earnest, and that like at the end of the day, like on the surface, it's a dinosaur movie, but like everyone in it cares about it so much. Like, every single character is their whole heart is in it. Like, everyone's just like, it just felt like one of those movies where the actors, the directors, the cinematographer, like everybody was on the same page as to what they were making. Because I think that movie could have been kind of what it is today, which is more like just like action movies that are trying to like make money, and that are like visually stimulating. And it's definitely like, it has elements of that, but it's also just like all of the characters are just so like, you can tell where each one of them is coming from. Even the smallest characters, even the one actor from Seinfeld, who's like kind of the villain, like even he, like you just know who he is, like you know who every single person is in that movie, and it's just so endearing. Like Dr. Grant, like his whole character arc, like he's one of the people from the beginning that's like, this is a bad idea, you know, but then his whole character arc is that like he learns to like kids, you know, because he hates kids, and it's like that should feel so much more unimportant, but it feels so important. And like, I don't know, it's just such an anchor of a film, and I think it's just so unapologetic. Like, I think everyone was just locked the fuck in, and it's also beautiful. It's scary. Like, the T-Rex scene is just like, even though again we have such better, like, I don't even want to say better, because I still think the VFX holds up.
It aged really well.
It's still scary. Like,
it looks good.
Like, it's raining and the goat is missing. Yeah. And you're like, oh my god, they're gonna die. Like, it's just like,
clever girl. Like
iconic. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just so honest, and it's like, they're talking about dinosaurs, but I'm like never laughing. I'm like, dude, like, that's real. Like, life finds a way. You know, you're like. Again, it's like been memed out of, but it's like, I still think it's such an honest, beautiful, endearing movie. So I had to address that because I'm wearing it.
I love it.
I think the next movie, which I feel like is always tilting to number 1, is of course Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
I love, again, a classic that I'm sure is also in many other people's top 4, but it's just like, again, it's just so unapologetic. Like, it's just like we're gonna fall in love and we're gonna dance and sing and it's gonna go on for like 10 more minutes, and it's like, but it's also so funny and so ahead of its time in every single way, and the costumes are gorgeous, the color is gorgeous, like the chemistry is insane. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but the actor who plays Cosmo, like he, you know, again, he could just be reduced to this like funny side character, but he just lights up every scene he's in, and you could tell Gene Kelly, because he co-directed it, put like his whole heart and soul into every single frame of that movie. And again, it's just like, it's so honest, it's so endearing, it's cheesy, but I'm never cringing at it. I'm just like, this is the most beautiful movie ever, and it just makes me happy. I could watch it every day and I'd never get sick of it. I think it's just perfect, and the songs are all perfect, and it's just beautiful, and it's amazing. And I think that's why I really like Damien Chazelle, like La La Land and Babylon, because like I think while those are like very tonally different in so many ways, like anything that even slightly emulates Singing in the Rain, I'm like, I just love. I'm like, I don't even care if like people think it's plagiarizing. I'm like, anything to honor that movie, I think is a good thing. So I love that movie, obviously. My number 3 is in this century, guys. We're getting the 21st century.
Crazy.
It's probably the most recent one. It's Barbarian by Zach Kreger, who just did Weapons, which I really, really liked as well. Barbarian was just, I think it's up here because I'm someone who's like very interested in horror and writing horror. And I remember watching that movie during college, and it was just like, it was a movie that's like perfect. Like, you don't need to know anything about it going into. It's just like, you just let yourself.
I feel like you shouldn't. Yeah.
Like, no, like you just like, it totally, like it just carries you throughout it. And I think the reason why I find it so masterful is because like Zach Kreger and the cinematographer just know exactly how to play with the audience's emotions. Like in that first third, you're like, Bill Skarsgård's evil. Like the way the camera movement is kind of tricking the audience. You're like, this is such mastery. And like, there's a scene where, you know, when they're changing sheets, and for some reason, like they're kind of playing, and and the sheets are over him, and there's a second where you're like, this is where something bad's gonna happen. Like he's gonna transform or something, and you're like, this is the big bad of the movie. And what I also love about that film is that like, I think it's also very much a feminist film, but on so many different layers. Like, spoiler warning, the fact that it has like the segment from the 50s, and how it's about this horrible guy who you find out when he was living in the 50s, he tortured and raped and like murdered all these women, and then the incest babies become like the big bad. And like it's just one of those, it's both like such an in-your-face theme and also like very subtly done. And I love Justin Long in it.
He's so good.
He's so good. I can't believe I can't remember the main actress's name, but she is just fantastic in it. And I think she's such an amazing final girl, because I think like a lot of people think she's so stupid in that movie, because it's like, why would you stay at the Airbnb? You know, then it's like, why would you keep staying there? But it's like, for some reason, I kind of understand all of her decisions. Like, she's there for a new job. Like, you know, she didn't see in the beginning. Like,
you don't assume that's gonna be in the basement.
No, that's
not your first thought.
And it's like, she was the one who's like, you gotta suck on the nipple. Like, I don't know why you're not. Like,
she was smart.
She was like, I don't know why you're not. Like, I think you're stupid. And then it's like the whole thing where it's like she kind of becomes like the mother figure to the like, it's just perfect. I think it's so tight. It's short. Yeah. It's like, you could tell they did it for a lower budget, but it still looks gorgeous. Yeah. It's like almost one location. I don't know. I think it's like an indie film dream. It's perfect. The last film, my number 4, is an Edgar Wright film. I would say Edgar Wright is by far my favorite director. I think his style, he just turns the camera into a character more so than any other filmmaker. And I think my favorite one of his is Hot Fuzz. I think that's in my top 4. And I love Shaun of the Dead. I love At World's End. I love Scott Pilgrim. I love Baby Driver. I love Last Night in Soho. So excited for The Running Man. But I think Hot Fuzz, I think it's just like, I think all the sauce he created in Shaun of the Dead, I think he just got a better budget for in Hot Fuzz. And he was just really, like, I think Hot Fuzz is like the amalgamation of his style, like at its peak. Like, there is so many shots in that film. Like, there's a shot like every like third of a second. Like, it cuts and cuts and cuts. I think, what's his name? Simon Pegg?
Mm-hmm.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost
Phenomenal.
are just, they're so good together, and they're just so good in that movie. The writing is spectacular. Like, every single line, there's a zinger, and then it's like, it's so amazing if you rewatch that movie, because you realize, like, everything they're referencing in the first half, they reference in the second half. And like Barbarian, it's like a horror, but it's also, there's so much comedy in it. Like, you're never bored. The music's fantastic. And again, it's just like, I love that movie because at the heart of it, it's like this love story between Nick Frost's character and Simon Pegg's character. It's like this like platonic bromance, and it's like, that's kind of the heart of it. You know, like, the outer plot is there's this like crazy weird country town, but I think like Edgar Wright really knows that outside of like his camera flourishes and his style, like, he really knows what the actual story is about. And I think he's just a master, and I just hope he keeps making films forever. And that was such a long tangent, but those are my top 4.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Lovely.
Phenomenal. I also need to bring up I also know, like, I know deep down, but I also like
look
wanna,
at it. You have to
like reaffirm.
It spurs the thoughts.
Okay.
So good.
That's a good one.
I mean, my number 1, my top 1, my favorite film of all time, and has been for a long time, is Pride and Prejudice. Of course, the 2005 version with Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadyen.
Perfect.
Phenomenal. I like really find it hard to articulate like why it speaks to me so much. I think a lot of it has to do with my parents. Like, my mom really likes this film too. It's been like a comfort movie for me. I think it's so beautiful, first of all. But I also like watching it, I'm reminded of like all the comments that my mom would make during it. Like, I can point out like where my dad would start crying like towards the end, like, and like, I don't know, just like all the little anecdotes that she would share about it. And I felt like, I mean, it's kind of similar to like Lord of the Rings, that she was like sharing something with me that she really loved, and it felt really special, and then it became special to me. And I think it's so beautiful, and it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. And there was a time in my life where I watched that film like every night. Like, I was like falling asleep watching Pride and Prejudice. It just brought me like so much joy. And I remember in school, people would ask like, what's your favorite film? And I didn't have like a film school answer, quote unquote. Yeah. Like, I felt like I needed to say something like smart, like, I don't know, or like bro-y, like a Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I felt like saying Pride and Prejudice would be like unworthy. And then at some point I was like, fuck it, like, this is who I am. Like, I love Pride and Prejudice.
And it's a perfect movie.
It's
like,
literally
so
perfect.
good.
Because I just watched it. It is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
They're, like, the cinematography, phenomenal. The one-shots, phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
The directing, so intelligent. It's just, like, the film, the, like, oh my god. It's just everything. The editing, the pacing. And I also, like, because I did read the book, and I love everything that Jane Austen has ever done. Like, she's just was a genius and phenomenal. But I think it's also, like, a wonderful adaptation. Like, it made me feel kind of, like, smart to, like, analyze it based on the book and be like, oh, I know why they moved this scene to being at night, because it, like, adds a little bit more urgency. Or, like, adding the rain during the first confession. Like, it just, like, it's, like, you can tell how much that he loved, and the screenwriter, who I believe is a woman, Deborah something. Yeah, she also like loved Jane Austen. Like, you can just tell that there is so much care put into it.
It's perfect.
And I love it.
It's so good.
My number 2 is Pan's Labyrinth, which is the other poster that I have hanging on the wall. I feel like it kind of speaks to my love for like magical realism. I love the colors, like crazy, like just the blue, just blue. I love blue.
It's so good.
And like all the fantastical elements, like seeing the world in a dark time through like a child's eyes, and like the way that it affects children during times of war and of like conflict, and what this little girl goes through with her mother, and then this like new man in her life, and like how she really and kind of like is special in the like theme, like she is like literally a princess, or whether you interpret it like literally or not, but she like kind of wants to be special, and she makes herself special, and the world kind of like adapts to make her like you know, a hero. Which I think like speaks to also like who I was as a kid, and that I always wanted to be like Harry Potter. Like I wanted to be like the chosen one, you know? Like I don't know. I think it's so beautiful. And I love the fawn. Elefauno. He's just like so cool and like practically done. Like it's just phenomenal. My third film, this is like also kind of a recent pull. It used to be Lord of the Rings. It used to be The Two Towers. And it recently, in the spring, changed to Scrapper. Which
so
I've
good.
still only seen once. Like, I really should, like, watch it a second time and cement it. But also, again, like, telling this story of, like, the reluctant dad trope, but, like, through this girl's eyes and, like, the way that she sees the world and how, she's just so... That actress is so cute and so good. And, like... Their dynamic is so wonderful. Oh my god.
Yep.
She just like, she kills me every time she's on screen. And I don't even know why that film spoke to me in particular. I just feel like...
It is very similar to Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
In a way. Just like, I feel like on a much smaller scale.
The child perspective. And also using the magical realism. Like she's got her little like tower that she's building that, you know, to the adults doesn't look like anything. But to her it's like, you know, the world. And I don't know. It's so good. It's like... Also, a female-directed film, and I feel like you can tell on so many levels, too, that, like, there's just so much more sensitivity in it, and, like, the way that story in particular is told is so just beautiful and sweet. And then, my fourth one, I think, is kind of controversial in general and also to myself, because I don't think a lot of people like this movie. But as of now, and it may change, but as of now, my fourth is In the Earth. Which I've also only seen once, because for a while it wasn't like on streaming or anything.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
It is now, I believe, on Amazon.
So
we should watch it.
Okay.
I watched it in a horror class, and I don't know why, it's like crazy. It's an eco horror.
That's right.
And it's like I love that genre. It's like inspired by folk tales, and I love anything related to folk tales. It's like just super nuts, like, and you don't know also like what is real and what isn't. Like the scientist thinks that she can like communicate with like the earth and like I think specifically with like fungus, if I'm not mistaken. And there's like this crazy like drug-induced sequence at the end where you're like, maybe they really are talking to the earth and like these ancient stones that they find, or maybe they're just like high off their minds, but like it doesn't really matter because like you're just so invested in it, and like it's so well shot, and it's so like it really sucks you into it. Like you feel like you're also like trying to communicate with the earth. And I like the earth and I like nature and that stuff. May change after watching The Witch. It might be The Witch.
That totally would check out too.
It's
The
also
Witch
like a
being
big
top
influence,
four.
inspiration. I think I'll have to rewatch In the Earth, but
we gotta rewatch that.
I'll watch it with you.
Yeah, we should watch it, and I'll
whatever speaks to you, I think, is deserving.
It really did, and like having watched it once my freshman year of college.
That's crazy.
It's lasted this long.
That says something.
So yeah, I feel like maybe it's the right spot.
We gotta put that on the list.
I know.
That's beautiful. Gotta put that on the list.
So yeah, that's I guess our nerdy way to talk about who we are. And then really quickly, I can just run through these and feel free to jump into that. Kind of just a little bit about why we want to do this, and that first of all, we talk so much all the time about film and filmmaking and all this stuff. And I think this is a good outlet for it. Yeah. It's a way to like hold ourselves accountable for these conversations that we have, and to also to be able to learn more about the things that we're talking about. Like when you're looking into like female cinematographers and finding like The Company of Strangers and like actually watching that and like analyzing it and like thinking about how a female DP influenced it.
Yeah. Like it's such an important muscle to flex. Like we want to do this, so we should know. Yeah. I don't know. It's good to be able to talk about how other people do it. Yeah. Especially because when we're like on set, it's helpful to explain to other people like what we want, kind of learning other languages. And yeah, it makes me excited to research.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a good opportunity for us to like dig into female DPs, female directors, kind of any topics even that we want to learn more about and share what we know and what we learn from it. And also, I think it will be hopefully a good opportunity to find like-minded people out there who maybe, you know, want to do the same and want to follow someone else doing their research or want to like be inspired to do their own research or to find their own way into it, to learn about film, to learn about filmmaking, about film school, like anything that we have, and also hopefully serves as an inspiration for others to do the same thing and learn more, build knowledge.
I think it's just important, like you're saying, like I think just because we're done with film school, like this is so cliche, but it's like it doesn't mean we ever stop learning. And like I feel like I always hear like even the oldest directors say they learn something new on every set, and I think like I don't know, like I think this is such a good opportunity to explore more and learn more and like because I think the wonderful thing about school and film school is that like it really gives you those parameters to do it, but I think we're finding out that once you graduate you really have to make the parameters. You gotta make the parameters. You have to do so much yourself, and this is our way of doing that.
And also I think why I'm really happy we're starting this is because it can often as a female, but also just in this industry like that I said that is so, I don't know, status. It can be intimidating to talk about your opinion because at any moment someone can be like, actually, or what, do you think that? Or like, you haven't seen this, or blah, blah, blah.
A lot of opinions.
Yes, and it is very easily, I've definitely felt myself doing this, just being like, okay, I just won't share it because I don't know if this is a knowledgeable enough opinion or if anybody's going to agree.
Yeah.
And then the more you do that, the more you just silence your own voice in your head, and then you become... If we want to be artists and have our own voice, it's important to actually voice it. So this is a great way to not force ourselves, but to practice building that muscle and not be so scared of it. And then also, like you said, to hopefully encourage other people. Like, share your thoughts. Share that weird-ass opinion because it's valid. And
if you didn't like your any of our films, any of our top 4, let us know.
Let us know.
If anyone sees this, let us know.
It's so subjective, you know? Like, conversations are natural, and I think, hopefully this is a good outlet for it, and then to be in dialogue with anyone else who has differing opinions, because, you know, like someone could hate Scrapper, and I wouldn't know.
Right, exactly. And that's what's so beautiful about film is it's just this one file. And yet it creates so many conversations and memories and images and inspirations, and it's beautiful.
I think that's maybe a good conclusion. I think that's it.
Peace out. See you later, bro.
See you later, bro.
See you later, bro.